Curriculum design involves the integration of knowledge from many areas in the field of applied linguistics, such as linguistic acquisition, research, teaching methodologies, assessment, linguist description, and material production. In many ways, the design of the study curriculum is central to the study of applied linguistics. Curriculum is largely how-to activity, and much of this book involves a description of the steps involved in the curriculum design process and the elaboration and justification of the steps. This book also provides an opportunity to practice and apply the steps, then publish his findings in the book Curriculum Design Language. There are 14 chapters to be discussed in this book. Chapter 1 provides an overview of Chapter 2 to 8, which are the main steps in the curriculum design process. Chapter 9 describes several ways in which the steps can be covered. Chapter 10 to 14 address important issues in curriculum design, namely involving students in curriculum design, selecting and modifying textbook, innovation theory, retaining teacher, and helping teacher and students make the most of the course. In Chapter 1, we discuss about linguistic curriculum design, where curriculum design can be useful to learn as a process. Curriculum design consists of three outer CISL and inner the outer CISL principal environment needs, where the purpose of this part of the curriculum design process is to find situational factors that will greatly affect the course. In Chapter 3, discussing need analysis, the purpose of this part of the curriculum design process is to find out what needs to be learned and what students want to learn. In Chapter 4, discuss method and principle in language teaching. The curriculum is to list items to be taught in the order in which they are to be taught. Chapter 6 discusses format and presentation. The purpose of this section of the curriculum design process is to select teaching and learning techniques and design lesson plans. In Chapter 7, this chapter provides an overview of monitoring and assessment, where the purpose of this section is the kind of what test and how to test it. Identify the level of output implies knowledge of the value of marginal revenue or MR and marginal cost or MC. At all level of output, this is really a difficult task. To identify MR, the company needs knowledge of the demand for its product at all price. That is, it must be able to identify its demand source, the large number of explanatory variables that determine demand. Make this difficult, it will be less confident of selling at alternative price, and selling at previous price may be a poor guide to future sellers given that other demand condition or are likely to change. For example, the price charged by film competitors now might be different. It's sure a company may face a problem where it will only be realistically interested in the level of demand at a certain price range.
Next, the traditional neoclassical approach to corporation assessment the expenses of another manager. In such circumstances, the reward of the firm's performance can be achieved to the other manager and profit maximization self-esteem. This assumption, however, is still questionable. For example, an individual
Company alternative theory. The traditional theory of the firm boldly envisages a situation in which the owner, manager, or entrepreneur are met with impeccable knowledge of the firm's internal working and competitive environment, pursues maximum profit by equating managerial costs with managerial revenue. Entrepreneurs are assumed to have no goal other than profit. A profit common to the entrepreneur as owner of the company would dominate the company. There are generic types of alternative theories, namely 1. Manager theory, 2. Behavioral theory. Manager theory, the starting point of all manager theory, is the assumption that the theory differs the owner of the control shifting from control. It is also assumed that top managers are able to dominate manager decisions. Where thinking is made through their ability to dominate corporate strategy. Future investment promote organizational decision-making process by senior managers and the appointment of people to key corporate position. General associate with similar to the neoclassical approach traditionally this also maximizes the goals of being a theory. However, instead of profit managers are now assumed to the maximized trade own utility of certification subject to minimum profit short-terms. Manager theory different from as other in terms of the factor or goal that determine manager utility and how this goal can be achieved. Behavior of stratification theory. Manager theory sees management as having a single maximizing goal behavior focused on the complexity of business organization and see organization as composed of multiple groups or stakeholders different and possibility harvesting demands conclusion. The traditional assumption about profit maximization can certainly be questioned with respect to the ability and willingness of companies to pursue these goals. This question is particularly focused on the separation of ownership from control in modern joint stock company and the possibility that constraint of manager will force them to main profit as their sole objective. Manager theory stagnates alternative behavior models with manager assumed to seek its own utility maximization through, for example, revenue maximization or sales growth. The choice of destination has an impact on the price and output of the company. In contrast, behaviors focus on the complexity of modern business organization and question whether companies should be seen as having one goal. In that, a number of goals emerge with top management seeking a satisfactory level and of achievement from its goal rather than maximization strategy. Nevertheless, in of alternative theories, earnings still play an important role as sorting of manager behavior. It is also an important source of investment and future growth. Therefore, profit remains important explaining the strategic decision of business organization. It also relevant to distinguish between short-term and long-term corporate behavior goals.
Part 3. Market and Prices. Chapter 7. Market Structure. Chris Britton. Structure behavior performance approach. A performance model is an economic model in which firm leverage to maximize profit. Consumer utilities to maximize the utility of how market and industry operate. The structure conduct performance approach argues that the basic market condition and structural factor in an industry will determine the behavior of companies in industry and in determining the business performance of that industry. Several factors can be considered about behavioral and structural factors. The The SCP approach is only useful for analyzing a single product companies because it is market or industry specific. A portrait 5 forecast model can also be used to classify and analyze industry. This model incorporates the same factor as the SCP model but characteristics them under a different heading. This model suggests that the structure of an industry and the ability of firms in that industry to act strategically depend on the relative strength of 5 forecasts: current competition, potential competition, rate of substitution, buyer power, and supplier power. Market structure in theory. In neoclassic economic markets, structure basically means the number of firms operating in industry. There may be many companies where the level of competition will be very high or very few, where the level of competition will be low. Obviously, this market will have different characteristics and lead to very different behaviors. Perfect competition is a theoretical market structure that lists on one end of the competition continuum the most competitive end. Chapter 8: Conduct and Performance. Chris Britton. Structure then was sent to influence the conduct of the organization and in turn to determine the performance of the enterprise. In this model, the firm is seen as passive. It attempts to achieve its objective subject to certain constraints. For example, maximizing profit subject to exceeding cost and the demand condition, or maximizing sales subject to earning a satisfactory level of profit. Behavioral factor. Sometimes their behavior will be passive because they react to market conditions that are beyond their control. Other teams, however, their behavior will be designed to achieve certain strategy objectives.
Next is common in markets as market detergents and breakfast cereals, where existing manufactured products a wide variety of different brands on the market to meet the needs of each section of the market. This means the segment will have little or no room for new manufacturers to win a niche market in the detergent and soap powder market. The only competition comes from large wholesale retailers what have introduced their own brand of product. Advertising is an important behavioral variable for companies that do things profit. Consumer-wide information about the product and also persuade consumers to buy the product. Certain advertising can be used in the product differentiation on process, either to inform consumers about the difference in the technical attribute of product, or to create the imaginary difference in the minds of consumers through brand name assignment. It is an important element of non-price competition and is therefore very important in oligopolistic market. As an alternative to price wars, pricing is a outlook variable for firms even in neoclassical economics. There is only one market structure where the firm has no power over price in perfect competition. Innovation is usually defined as the introduction of new product or new process of production in an industry. Cooperation between firms, this uncertainty can be partly reduced through planned